AJ Green retiring, the Bengals' great receiver. He made 7 Pro Bowls in his 12 seasons in the league. 5-star coming out of Georgia, more than 10,000 yards in his career, 70 touchdowns. He had a great career, in all honesty, Ike. I wanted to ask you, as someone who competed against AJ Green, what's your best story going against him during your playing career?
Man, AJ just was stronger than what people think. Had a basketball body frame, was strong as heck. Had sneaky speed. He was Chad Johnson after Chad Johnson, I will say. Just probably a little bit more stronger, more athletic when it came down to Chad. Now, as far as like feet work, I haven't seen nobody feet work like Ocho. Ocho is a little bit different. Obviously, you can see he's into soccer, and he's a okay soccer player, but he gets the job done way better than the majority. Chad also played kicker as well when they needed a kicker for the Cincinnati Bengals. So, but as far as like AJ Green, AJ just different, man. AJ really didn't say too much. AJ was about his business. So for me, I was leaning more towards out of my prime when the Cincinnati Bengals picked up AJ. And it was, okay, if I can, plus he was in the division, so if I can take care of AJ, we know Ike still got something left. And for the majority, out most of the battles I did, it's just when I broke my forearm and I came back, AJ beat me on the post. And that's when I knew, and I wasn't upset at all, Mark. So I was like, dang. I said, this ain't feeling right. I said, man, I'm done. And I went to the sideline, Coach T. I told Coach T. Coach T looked me dead in my eyes, and he saw I wasn't playing. He got back to doing what he doing, coaching the team. Halftime, he talked to me. Kevin Colbert came down from the box, asked me why I wasn't in the game. I told Kevin Colbert, the former GM for the Pittsburgh Steelers, on what happened, how I felt. Got back on the plane, got to the Monday morning meetings, and they tried to convince me. They was like, you show. I said, Coach, y'all can do whatever y'all need to do with me. This is exactly where I'm at mentally. I said, I'm no good for nobody. I'm no good for me, my family, this organization, on playing football. I said, I feel better coaching, helping y'all coaching staff, getting the young guys ready since I was hurt than I actually feel being on the field. And that was getting beat by AJ on that post. If I ain't never got beat, I never would have had that feeling. So for me, AJ, you said 7 Pro Bowls in 12 years. That says a lot about AJ, a sneaky good career. AJ was probably one of the toughest guys I went against. Of course, I handled my business, but I knew if I played AJ, I had to step my game up, a young stud in the game. I think him and Julio came out in the same draft. So for me, AJ was just a little bit different, man. He was just about his business, Mark. He didn't really say too much. You just knew the man was about his business, but he was stronger than what you thought he was. Don't look at the size. They always say it's the fight in the dog, not the size in the dog. That was definitely a description of AJ.
Yeah, Ike, same drafts, the 2011 draft you're talking about. Let me ask you, though, that feeling you had when you got beat by AJ Green and you said you were just done at that point, just mentally after your respective 12-year career, Ike, was this something that was building inside of you, or is it just something that happened within a snap?
It hit me right down. I wasn't mad. I was like, oh, well. And then when I was walking to the sideline after they kicked the field goal, I was like, oh, this not good. For me not to be upset, because how I play, I used to make up stuff in my mind for me to be upset. And how I played, if a dude caught a pass on me, I was upset about that. But the fact that he caught that touchdown and I wasn't mad at all, I wasn't tripping Mark. I was just like, oh, well. And then that's when the light bulb came on. It was like, ooh, this ain't good at all. This ain't good. For you not to be upset, you ain't about to help nobody. So that's exactly what I did. I went to the sideline. I told Coach T and Kevin Colbert. And a big shout out to Coach T and Kevin Colbert and the Rooney family. They could have let me go. They could have said, okay, cool. But what I wound up doing, I wound up helping the coach. I still practice every day, was on the scout team, helped the guys in the coaching staff, went to all the coaches' meetings. So I was like a intern / player when it came down to helping the coaches. I think I played one more game that was against the Saints, just to see. And that was the verification. Like this ain't for me. And we made the playoffs. And I remember Troy asked me, bro, one last time in the playoffs. I said, nah, TP. I said, I didn't play in too many playoffs. I didn't play in too many Super Bowls. I said, I'm going to let the young guys get this experience. And that's when, fast forward to a couple of years later, after I retired, Troy was like, that hit him when I said that. Like, damn, my dog really checked out. He really about to shut it down, you know? But that's what it was, though. It wasn't no coming back. Then in the offseason, I was still getting asked to play. I'm like, nah, I'm straight. I didn't give football everything I had.
How hard was that for you? This will be my last question about this, then we'll move on to Super Bowl 57. How hard was it for you later in your career to get your body right, your mind right, compared to when you were in your prime and when you were younger and you were ready to go? How hard was that for you, say, in years 10, 11, and 12?
Not at all. My body just pretty much stayed the same. Like it's a saying, you rather stay in shape than get in shape. So I always in shape. So, and I figure I was taking care. I learned my body, and I knew how to take care of my body later on in my career than I did when I was younger. So, taking care of the body wasn't an issue. It's just, playing the style I played at that level. Eventually, it just break down. So you don't even fight it. So what Coach T, the company did, I like around 10, year 9 to 10, they started giving me less reps in practice and preserving me for the game. So that's what they started to do. So at first I fought it, then I took it in stride because I understand it helped me later on during the games on Sundays, Mondays, or Thursdays. But other than that, though, I always stayed in shape, Mark. You ain't never have to worry about that. So that definitely wasn't the issue. Me having my body ready was never the issue. Then in training camp, I took my reps against the youngsters I thought that was up and coming. The youngsters that wanted to prove they was better than me. From an offensive standpoint, I took my reps against them to make sure, I kept the oil change, so say mentally. So I knew how to play it. That's exactly what I did. I stayed competitive throughout the course of my career, but that's how I played it.